Hi, this is Dawn, also known as Mama Love, and we're with Metal Wani, and I'm speaking to two legendary guitarists, Jeff Loomis and Michael Amott, with Arch Enemy. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. So the Summer Slaughter Tour is well underway, and you're headlining this tour with several bands that are gaining a lot of momentum in the metal world, which is really cool. How's the tour going so far?
Good. We're having a good time. The idea behind us doing this tour, we got invited to be the headliner of this year's edition of Summer Slaughter, and it appealed to us because it's a very different kind of package to what we normally play, and we thought it would put us in front of put the band in front of a different crowd, which it has done. So it's really interesting and it's fun.
Great. Any highlights or crazy stories you want to share?
Last night was fantastic. It was like a 10 out of 10 kind of show for us, and good vibe, good crowd, and yeah, they've all been kind of good. But I think the band that we have now plays fantastically every night. I think and we perform great. So it's more like tend to judge the shows a little bit by the crowd, maybe, which is not ideal, maybe. But you do some crowds are more memorable than others.
Right. So you guys are playing later this evening.
Yes.
The show started pretty early today. Do you think that the fans, in some ways, tire themselves out and get drained by the time you come on stage?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Is
it's
it
a long
noticeable?
day. It's a long day. It's like, it starts at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
And by the time we hit the stage, it's 9:30 or 10. So,
It's a long damn noise.
yeah, it's a lot of noise for...
Punishing for the ears, right?
Yeah.
Just a little. With Alissa Gluz on board for your latest album and this tour, how has the fan response been for her?
Fantastic, excellent. Yeah. We
Great.
could never have. I personally didn't imagine that it would be such a good reaction to that. Because changing a lead singer is a very delicate matter. It's a sensitive thing for any band, established band, and we already had an iconic lead singer for 13 years. So losing that, you feel that you might lose it all. Because a lot of people, that's the most recognizable character in a band is often mostly the lead singer, right?
Right.
And that's what people identify a band with. But I was mistaken. We were blown away by the reaction. But I think we worked really hard on the album War Eternal, and it came out very strong. I think the way we presented it, the switch from Angela to Alissa, was well done. And we got away with murder.
Great. Jeff, you've been in the band about a year. It's a comparable amount of time as Alissa.
Yeah.
How have you been able to acclimate?
It's been a wonderful journey so far. I've been in the band since November, and had just very little time to learn the set list. I joined the band pretty quickly.
Right.
But I've known Mike and the rest of the guys for a very long time because I used to be in a band called Nevermore, and we used to tour together. So we just kind of stayed in touch over the years, and when Mike initially called me, it was a no-brainer for me to say yes because I'm a huge fan of the band.
I had heard that he made the offer to you previously.
I had other situations going on with Nevermore at that time, so I had to say no. But when he asked me last, I said an immediate yes.
So it was better scheduling this time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Cool. Arch Enemy's been together and making music for almost 20 years now, and you've been doing the same with Nevermore and your solo projects. Do you plan to continue your solo projects?
I have one record left with Century Media to still do, and we have some off time coming up, so I'll probably, get to work on that last one. And then after that, I think it's just mostly going to focus on writing with Mike for Arch Enemy stuff. So.
Awesome. So you haven't started writing anything for your
not
solo?
Not yet. The touring has been too, we've been really busy with touring, so yeah, just kind of focusing on that at the moment.
Cool. So I'm wondering, there is a plan to start writing some new music with you contributing?
That's kind of the plan that we have, yeah.
Awesome, because I know you have a lot of fans together,
Sure.
and it'd be great to hear some of your collaboration work.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, Mike, did your approach to songwriting change at all with the addition of Alissa?
Yes, she wrote 5 lyrics for five of the songs, and I wrote lyrics for the other 5. There's 10 songs that are with lyrics on the album. And the process was, it was a little bit different than working with Angela, for sure. I mean, Angela's just a different singer, a different person, and Alissa is her own thing, and Alissa brought her uniqueness and everything to the mix. And,
Right. So
yeah.
she brought.
She
some
contributed
things.
a lot. Yeah, I mean, and actually she influenced me to write certain kind of riffs or certain parts. I was thinking because I heard what she'd done with her previous band. Oh, she can do that technique, or she can do this. It'd be cool to do something like that. Like, and that kind of triggered me to write something that I hadn't really touched on before.
Was there anything that she brought to the table that Angela or Johan didn't?
Absolutely, yeah. I think she's much more of a singer in a way, technically, and maybe more of a musician than Angela was. Like she's very into music. She's like just approached it more like a musician more than a singer. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
right.
She's got some musical training as well, so she could like sit by the piano, figure stuff out. We could on the guitar a bit. We could, rhythmical things. It was just different than working with someone who's just a pure lead singer. Sometimes
right.
they're not so. They just have a great vibe. They have a unique thing, but they maybe not like. It takes a bit more work to get them to fit it. To understand
right.
certain ideas. I don't know. That doesn't come out right. Me saying that. But they've all been great. I've enjoyed working with everybody who's been in this band. I've personally learned from all of them, and they've been a lot of fun to write with as well. So, but Alissa would definitely, she's kick-ass. She's her performance live is just a thrill to be a part of that on stage.
Great.
A lot of energy.
Jeff, I wanted to ask: have you listened to the new Sanctuary album, The Year the Sun Died?
Yeah, I gave it a few listens. Yeah, I think it's a really good album.
I know the Sanctuary fans loved it, and our listeners wanted to know your opinion on the music and the direction.
I think it's really good. I gave it a bunch of listens, and I've always been a fan of Lenny's songwriting, and I think they did a fantastic job. And I also think that the producer, Chris Harris, did a very good job on the record as well, too. So yeah, I think it's really well done, very, very classy album.
Great.
Yeah.
Any chance of a Nevermore reunion?
Probably not. No, not at the moment, no. That's pretty much said and done. We've had our times with that. So.
Okay. Well, I wanted to get to something I've seen recently in the media that some bands, and I'll use quote female-fronted bands, have taken exception to being labeled that way, like it's somehow diminishes their credibility or their metal edge or anything like that. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. We're over that. We've had a female lead singer since 2000 basically. So,
right.
I don't know. I think you're either good or you're not. Either you bring it or you don't. I don't really care if you're a woman or a man. I think the times are over when this is like a boys' club. I think we're seeing still a lot of boys, a lot of more girls now, a lot of different colors.
Is there any particular reason why you decided to go with a female singer?
No, I mean at the time, 2000. Back when Angela joined, it was just because she was the best one that we tried out.
Right. Okay. Well, Arch Enemy has toured all over the world, and Metal Wani being based in India. Do you have any thoughts about going and touring there?
We have India in the Middle East. Okay.
Yeah.
We have been approached several times, but we've not yet found a reliable promoter to work with, to be honest.
Okay.
So hopefully that will happen. That's one territory that we have not played. So.
Well, you definitely have a lot of fans there, and we were wondering if you had maybe a message to send to your fans in India.
To our fans in India, I guess we'd just like to say that we would very much like to come and play for you guys, and thanks for supporting us all the way over there, and we appreciate it. We meet some of you around the world when we tour, but it'd be great to just come to India and play one day. I think we all feel that way.
Awesome. And in conclusion, I would like to ask you your most recent album, if you could describe the sound of your most recent album in one sentence.
In one sentence. Yeah. I'd say it's very melodic, diverse, and powerful.
Excellent. Yeah. That wraps us up. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
All right. Thank you.
I appreciate it.